Mike. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, what is up? We're back. Once again, the Daily Crow. Tuesday, June the 15th, 2021. Hope you're all doing well. Appreciate you all tuning in. RDC Phil, Todd Smith, Brendan M., Travie, Brack, Sean O'Brien, Lindsay Hagler. What's going on? Lindsay says, welcome back. Appreciate that, Lindsay. Feels good to be back. It's been a couple of days, right? Been a couple of days since we last spoke on the Daily Crow. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you all so much for being flexible, by the way. Again, we are into summer now. We are past baseball, of course. We are in the preseason with football. And as I told you guys before, things are going to be, a little bit here and there. Some days we're going to have the Daily Crow. Some days we're not. I appreciate you guys being cool with everything, rolling with the punches, especially yesterday, obviously very last minute. But thank you guys so much. Again, appreciate the love and support. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Let me make sure that the phone lines are open here. I see my buddy John Rice. John, what is going on? 81. Right, 81, right? I'm look at me. I'm sitting here forgetting how many days it is. 82 days. No, 81 days. 81 days. What am I talking about? 81. I'm getting the numbers mixed up. 81 days until kickoff. 81 days. Can you believe it? 81 days until the Gamecocks take on Eastern Illinois at Williams-Brice Stadium. Again, phone lines are open, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, before we get into everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys and both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time, guys, and they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a number. You're not just another line item. You are a real person with real problems, and you need to be treated as such. Guys, they're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Again, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, again, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. When you've been involved in an accident, the last thing you need to be worried about is paperwork and dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care of it for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. So you have nothing to lose in this situation, guys. Rami's in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide, guys. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Okay, Tuesday, June the 15th, 2021. Guys, again, it feels good to be back. 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls. Like I said, feels very, very good to be back here on a Tuesday. Dynasty. Everybody's excited for the Dynasty. Yes, Dynasty gets rolling tonight, 9 o'clock. We will kick it off. I know that's kind of late, but I've got a dinner to go to at our good friends at Villa Tronco, by the way. I've got that at 6 o'clock. Today's a very, very busy day for yours truly, by the way. We got 2 interviews, we got a dinner, and we've got that Dynasty getting going tonight at 9 o'clock. So very excited for Dynasty mode. So I will not, you guys have probably noticed, I'm not going to be doing that via the way that we're streaming right now for the Daily Crow, which is a positive. It is a plus because I finally got Streamlabs OBS figured out. And we did a test stream the other night, Sunday night, I think it was. In case you missed that, we did a test stream. I finally got Streamlabs, OBS, all that good stuff figured out. So the quality is going to be 100 times better. We're not going to have to deal with like the weird little outline and stuff on the stream and stuff like that. It's just going to be 100 times better. So while you may not see it scheduled right now, if you're on Facebook or wherever you are, it is scheduled right now. The video is scheduled on YouTube. So if you go look on YouTube, you will see it scheduled. and it will go live. When we go live at 9 o'clock, I'll probably actually go live at like 8:50 or 8:55 or whatever it may be. It will go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and I will post the Twitch link to Twitter. So we'll be live everywhere. We will be live everywhere, and of course, I'll post a link to Instagram also if you're on there, whatever it may be. But 9 o'clock. Starting next week, I really want to set like a set schedule of doing this. I'd like to go live at minimum 2 to 3 times a week, so we really have like a series and we're able to play it a lot. But now, very excited, man. We got the setup. I just downloaded an audio app thing this morning that will allow us to stream game audio as well. So it's going to be a great setup, great situation, much, much better than what we had before because the quality was kind of choppy before. The quality should be much, much better this go around. But again, Beamer Ball gets going. Digital, virtual, I should say, not digital, virtual Beamer Ball. The Dynasty starts tonight. As we'll get Dynasty going tonight, of course, episode 1, we will do everything like set up recruiting boards and really just get the Dynasty going. We'll make changes to the depth chart and the roster and all that good stuff. And we'll also, of course, play a game. But planning on going live tonight at 9 o'clock. Probably going to go live again tomorrow as well at some point. But again, it's going to be very much a day of figuring out the times and stuff like that. So again, if you guys can be flexible, I truly do appreciate it. And just kind of roll the punches. And, of course, you guys will know on social media what time we're going live and stuff like that. But, yes, Dynasty gets going tonight, 9 o'clock. We'll go live at 9 o'clock. Savannah says, what time hockey calls? Savannah, if it interferes with hockey, I'm sorry. I'm not a hockey guy, so I couldn't even tell you what time hockey plays. So I guess maybe Tampa's playing. I don't know. Either way, hey, if you want to watch the replay, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube. But very, very excited. Justin Martin says, how was the beach? Was very good. Yeah, like I said, guys, yesterday, was planning on doing the Daily Crow, doing the normal thing. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, but I wasn't sure if we were really going to be doing anything, and I get a call at like 8 in the morning from my parents, hey, we want to go to the beach today. Do you want to go? And, of course, I'm not going to say no, and got to spend the day with the family and went down to Isle of Palms. It was a great time. It was a great time being with the family and stuff like that. Again, appreciate those that wish my mom a happy birthday. I do appreciate that. Also, for those that are wondering, kind of a random side note, of course, my brother deployed for basic training a few weeks ago. I actually published the address of where he's stationed. If people want to send him letters, words of encouragement, you guys have the option to do that. I know some people had asked about that, so that is officially out there. I actually wrote him a letter this morning, going to be sending that out, going to be writing him a lot of letters because he's a huge Gamecock fan and wants to know what in the world is going on in the world of Gamecock recruiting and sports and everything else. So, again, if you want to put some positive energy out there in the world like I have behind me, you're more than welcome to do so. And again, I know he would really, really appreciate it going through basic training right now. Tanner Lamb, what's up, Gamecock Nation? Says, life has been miserable without the Daily Crow. It's great to be back. Tanner, I appreciate you. I apologize for the lack of crowing here lately. Of course, also, guys, today's really interesting because today is the first day without the podcast, I guess you could say, on a Tuesday. Obviously this being the first week, us scaling back from 5 shows a week to just 2. I saw Brack's tweet this morning. I know he was disappointed. It is weird for yours truly also. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's also very weird for yours truly, but, it's necessary. You know what I mean? I don't know what in the world we would have talked about today. To be totally honest with you. I think it's necessary. We are in the peak off season, of course, and the preseason. But a lot of exciting stuff going on right now with Shane Beamer and recruiting and guys being on campus and camps going on. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on right now for sure. Chuck Thompson said, do you think Dawn will leave? I don't tend to think so. South Carolina needs to pay her. There's no question. They need to pay her, but I don't think Dawn will leave. I'm not too worried that she will. I think South Carolina will do what's necessary to keep her there. It would show a new level of incompetency if they did not do whatever she demanded to keep her there. Travis says, I have to say I was shocked to see Arkansas blowing out or bowing out to NC State. I know it's baseball, but I was a little shocked. I was shocked too. I couldn't believe that. Could not believe that. Listen, NC State is insanely hot right now. You could say they're the hottest team in the country, but, man, I really thought Arkansas was going to win it all. And I'll tell you, man, you got to be sick if you're a Razorbacks fan. You have to be sick. Number 1 team in the country all year long. You win the SEC tournament. You do everything. You blow them out 21-2 in game 1, only to lose out in your own super regional. I mean, shades of 2000 South Carolina against Louisiana Lafayette. It's incredible. Yeah, again, everybody's saying they're shocked NC State won. I'm still shocked. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Keith says, watching the Supers, we've got to get 4 to 5 good hitters in recruiting. Yeah, I mean, dude, we got to get hitters. There's no question. I think we all know that. We've got to get us some hitters, no doubt. We got to get hitters. Got to get hitters. Savannah, yes, tonight, 8 p.m., one of my first games Sunday. It was a blast. Me and my friend made the team page. Very nice, yeah. I mean, I know hockey's going on. I'm not a hockey guy, I'll be totally honest with you. Not a hockey guy at all. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think Dawn's safe. I think she'll come back. I think we'll do whatever's necessary to keep her. Heath Hagler, what's this Dawn Staley talk? Yeah, apparently Dawn's name has been floating around for the Portland Trailblazers job. She's one of the names that they're going to pursue and go after. And, of course, South Gunna fans are up in arms, worried that she might leave or, whatever it might be. Again, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I think Dawn will stay at South Carolina. I don't think there's much concern, at least from my end. I don't have much concern she'll be going anywhere. I think Dawn Staley will be your head basketball coach. I think she likes being at South Carolina. She's extremely successful. I mean, yes, of course, going to Portland and going to the NBA would give her a chance to certainly break barriers, and what an opportunity it would be. But again, I think South Carolina will do everything necessary to keep her around. I'd be shocked if they did not. I'd be totally shocked if they did not. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, like I said, I appreciate y'all being cool, being flexible, rolling with the punches, all that good stuff. Like I said, I know, Friday we didn't have the Daily Crow, and then, of course, yesterday, change of plans early as I went to the beach and celebrated my mom's birthday. We should be good for the rest of the week. Maybe no Daily Crow Friday. I might be going back to the beach, guys. Like I said, don't hate me, don't kill me. This is the time of the year to do so, right? This is the time of the year to do so. If you're going to make beach trips, now is the time to do it, because once we get to, say, beginning of August or mid-August or whatever, I mean, it's going to be locked in for football for the next 4 months. So, yeah. So, like I said, guys, I appreciate y'all being cool. Just roll with the punches with me. And I know you guys will do that. Also, next week probably won't be in the studio. I think I might be heading home to see the family and help out. My mom is actually having foot surgery. She's getting a bone spur removed in her heel. So I might be going home to help a little bit. And, of course, Sunday's Father's Day. So may not be in the studio next week. But, again, I know you guys don't care. The Daily Crow remotely, that doesn't matter. We'll do the Daily Crow from wherever we need to do it. Wherever's necessary, we will do the Daily Crow and make the content. But, yeah, anyways, got a busy day of interviews today. We got 2 great interviews today, by the way. We got Adrian Morales, former Gamecocks third baseman, at 2 o'clock. And then Perry Orth, former South Carolina quarterback, supposed to be rolling through the studio at 4 o'clock. Very excited to chat with Perry, talk Gamecocks, talk Shane Beamer, talk quarterback play. Really excited to get Perry's perspective on quarterback play and the quarterback battle, if you will, going into the 2021 football season. So, again, very excited. And, again, content's just continuing to roll, man. I know we didn't have an interview on yesterday's show, had some scheduling difficulties and stuff like that. But, heck, we've got 3 interviews planned this week, with a 4th I'm lining up right now. So the interviews will return in full force starting with Thursday's show. So very, very exciting stuff. Great conversations. Can't wait. Really appreciate those guys taking the time. Appreciate everybody that comes on the airwaves, man. It's an absolute blast. So, let's see. Yeah, Keith says, congrats to our freshman high jump national champion, Rachel Glenn. Yes, round of applause, Rachel Glenn, national champion. How about that? Great stuff. Great stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. Heath Hagler, not happening. And if it does, Ray Tanner, everyone else involved should be replaced immediately. Yeah, you're probably right. Taylor says, you can see the Beamer train rolling. Josiah Trotter already top 4. It's crazy to see him already making a difference. Yeah, I mean, dude, and that's something. I mean, listen, I've told you guys before, and I want to make it very clear. I like recruiting. I don't want to make it sound like I don't like recruiting, but am I the most diehard recruiting guy? Like, does it really get my rocks off to see what a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old or a guy that's so far off what he said about his official visit? I mean, I'll be honest and say no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. It's great. You want them to say positive things. You don't want to see anything negative, of course, but I mean, for the most part, you take it with a grain of salt. You keep it moving. Those kids are so far off from making decisions, all that. But I'll tell you this, even Shane Beamer's getting even me excited for recruiting. Like seeing all the pictures and the visits and the camps and, it's hard not to drink that Kool-Aid and become intoxicated with it a bit. I will say one thing I've loved to see, the use of the Heisman Trophy in the pictures we see. I know it's something small. It might be something people just gloss over, but I don't feel like we've done that before. Like, that is something that makes us different. That is something that makes us stand out. That's something that, hey, the upstate school, they cannot claim that. We have that. Like, just small stuff like that, using that in recruiting makes all the difference. Guys, again, you guys are probably going to get tired of me referencing this book I'm reading. But Lou Holtz, his book, The Fighting Spirit, A Championship Season at Notre Dame. I'm reading that book right now. And there is a chapter on recruiting, right? There's a chapter on recruiting. And it just stuck out to me. Again, we all know recruiting is important. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know or saying anything earth-shattering or anything like that. We all understand recruiting is important. But, you think back to like the late 80s and you're like, how much different was recruiting back then than it currently is now, right? Like, how much different was the landscape back then? But even in Lou Holtz's book, he said that, like, you cannot have a great program without recruiting. And one of the things that stuck out that he said was this, and I'm going to paraphrase it here. I have the book right over there. I could just open it, I guess. But what he said was, you can lose games with great athletes and subpar coaching, but you cannot win games with subpar athletes and great coaching. Bottom line, it is about the Jimmies and Joes. You got to have great players. I mean, recruiting is extremely important. You got to have great players. So, bottom line, you got to have great players. And again, I know that's stating the obvious. I understand that stating the obvious. But, no, it's great to see, man. The momentum in South kind of shooting up the recruiting rankings and obviously getting 2 commitments on Sunday. And, of course, one of them is we feel like we know who it is. We feel like he's going to announce on Sunday, but nobody's saying anything, of course, letting the kid have his announcement and all that. But South Carolina should be shooting up pretty close to, the top 25 in recruiting. And I asked this question on Sunday, and I'll pose the question yet again. What do you most want to see out of Shane Beamer's first full recruiting class? For me, it's pretty simple. Again, you've gotten your quarterback in Braden Davis. I think that's a huge piece. But, of course, the second thing, I mean, for lack of a better way of putting it, you just simply want to see the rankings, top 25. You need to get back to the top 25 rankings in recruiting. I think it's very important. South Carolina has been able to, throughout the ups and the downs and the struggles and everything else, they've still been able to recruit. They've still been able to be top 25. And, if you really want to compete at a high level, I just don't know that you can do so without top 25 classes. You got to have good players, and good players want to play with good players. And it's all about, momentum, and momentum extends to the recruiting trail, right? Having positive momentum on the recruiting trail and having those top 25 classes and continuing to get quality football players on campus. I mean, it's huge. It's huge, obviously. So that's what I want to continue to see. That's what I want to continue to see. Let's see. Brian Welch says, hate to be this guy because we all know the ball 4 chant thing started at A&M. Saw your Allison Chains Rooster tweet, but Coastal's been using that song for years in baseball and football. I mean, fair enough, but I mean, dude, Coastal's below us. Like, it's not like we'd be stealing it from them if we decided to play it. Nobody would link Coastal to that. I mean, with all due respect. So, Tanner Lynn says, yeah, I agree. Recruiting is very important. You can just look at Clemson. They do not have great coaches, but they recruit very well and have great players. I mean, listen, man, I know people love to shit on Dabo and shit on Clemson, but I think to say they don't have great coaches is a little bit of a stretch. I mean, again, I know we all think and agree that Dabo Swinney's a bit of a clown and his antics are absurd, but I'm not going to sit here and say he's a horrible football coach, bro. You cannot – listen – they have great athletes, but you cannot have the type of success they've had with just bums at head coach. Will Muschamp could not go coach Clemson and take them to a national title. I mean, you have to have competent coaches. If nothing else, if you want to say Dabo's a clown, fine, but his coordinators are incredible. I mean, Tony Elliott, Brent Venables, those are probably the 2 best coordinators in all of college football. 2 of the best, at least. So, to say that Clemson has subpar coaching is I hear what you're saying, but I think it's a bit inaccurate, to be totally honest with you. Taylor says you need to get the new book, Man in the Gap, The Life of Doug Bennett, the Swansea head coach. Want to do that? Yeah, I'm kind of changing it up. Again, I normally stick to self-development type books, self-help books, if you will. But I bought this Lou Holtz book at an antique mall in Columbia a couple months back, and I don't know. I just thought to myself, you know what? Why not? Why don't we switch it up a little bit? And I'm really enjoying it thus far, to be honest with you. Really, really enjoying it. So. Again, guys, questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Key says more 4 and 5 stars like we have with Spurrier. And I would say this, though. The thing with Spurrier, it's not like we're raking in top 10 classes, Keith. I mean, our best class was 07, and we finished 7th in the country. But, I mean, dude, even the 2010 class that Marcus Lattimore was part of that signing class, that class finished like 25th. It's not like that class was great, right? But it just felt like we hit on every single 3-star. Every 3-star that we got in, or a lot of them, we developed the hell out of them. Every single one of them. I mean, we developed them, man. No question. We developed the heck out of them. So I'm not saying, listen, it's all kind of right now, realistically, this is what you have to do. You need to be top 25. But most likely, you're going to fall in that 15 to 25 category, which is fine. You can win with that, but you better be able to develop talent. You have to. You need to be able to identify talent and develop talent, right? So, because right now, realistically, until you start winning consistently, you're not recruiting top 10 classes. You're just not doing it. You're not doing it, right? You're not doing it. You have to win on the field. You have to. You got to be able to win on the field first, because great players like that, to get top 5 classes, hey, those guys that are that good, those 5 stars, they don't want to go play at a school when it's going 6-6. They don't. Most of them don't. I mean, some do, sure, but most of them don't. Most of them want to go play somewhere where they can realistically compete for a championship. And so you got to at least go win 7, 8, 9 games and sell to guys like that, just like you sold to Alshon Jeffrey, to Marcus Lattimore, to Stephon Gilmore, to guys like Steven Garcia, Patrick DeMarco, Travian Robertson, Cliff Matthews, Jadeveon Clowney, DJ Swearinger. You sold to those guys, hey, we're only a couple pieces away. You're that next piece we need, right? And that's why this year, the record is secondary, sure, but if you can go 6-6, man, it's just huge, right? It's huge. It's huge. Because, again, on-field results, they matter. They help in recruiting. So, Sean O'Brien says, quality recruiting is important, but I'm seriously so much more optimistic and excited to see real player development with said players, unlike the last regime. Yeah, indeed. I mean, you got to have both. Just like Shane Beamer said when he was hired, you have to have both. You got to be able to recruit and develop. You cannot have just one of the two. You can't. Brack says, yeah, I hate Clemson, but those coaches have national titles. Exactly. So, Jonah Gaunt says, Dabo's a supervisor. That is all. His coordinators do it all. Well, that's what we're asking Shane Beamer to be too, man. So, as long as it works, I don't care. Phil Harris' daily weather report for New Hampshire. 72 degrees and partly cloudy. Very nice, Phil. It is warm in Columbia. That is the best way to put it. It is. I haven't been outside yet. Yeah, right. It's a high of 93. So, it's warm today. It's 90 right now. Brian Welch, Spurrier had a couple 4 and 5 stars. Spurrier knew what to do with his game plans with the 3-star athletes he got to come to Carolina. Yeah, and I'm not sitting here saying we recruited nothing but 3 stars, but I'm just saying that, they developed the heck out of those 3 stars they got. So, hey, Phil, appreciate you, Phil. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. I got to update the gifts, by the way. I got to update the gifts that show up. No, Phil, appreciate you, sir. Appreciate that. That does remind me, guys, if you want to support the channel, if you're on YouTube, want to support the channel, Super Chat, Super Stickers are a thing on YouTube. So that's the best way to do it. If you want to support, you can do it very quickly and easily through that. Also, guys, starting this week, I believe, at latest next week, I'm doing 2 things. Number 1, I will be announcing the TSUS tailgate spot for the 2021 football season. On that note, I will also be rolling out, I don't have all the details. I don't have all the details yet, but I'm going to be rolling out some sort of founders program. I don't even know if I'm phrasing that correctly, but basically a program where those who want to support the tailgate and donate to the tailgate, and I think we're going to create like not a Patreon, but a certain like TSUS club, if you will, for those who want to support the business, donate to the tailgate, and overall encompassing support the business. Kind of like a founding members club. I know Phil and I talked about this, how the Free Jacks do it. Something of that sort. Again, I'm ironing out all those details, but that is something that'll probably roll out within the next week. But yeah, so that's something that'll roll out within the next week. I know a lot of you have been asking about that, Chris. How can we donate? How can we help support the tailgate and stuff like that? And I've got big plans in regards to tailgate. Those support. We're going to get like a banner made and have people's names on it and stuff like that. Again, more of those details will roll out within the next week. But we got some exciting announcements upcoming that will sort of piggyback off each other. Probably tomorrow is when I'll announce the tailgate spot, though, because I'm actually going to go out there and take a little video and show you guys where we'll be, or roughly where we'll be. But, very, very, very exciting stuff. But again, for those that do want to support the business, support the channel, you have that option through Super Chat and Super Stickers on YouTube. You have that option. So, what was I saying before about recruiting? Yeah, anyways, yeah, recruiting, extremely important, man. We got to go win games in the field. Again, the record this year is secondary, but the problem, like with the last regime and the thing you want to see fixed, you can sell hope to kids when, and that's, I had a buddy pose a question to me. He said, would you rather go 5-7, but 6 of the 7 losses be by a touchdown or less? Or would you rather go 6-6 and make a bowl game, but in your 6 losses, you're uncompetitive? And I think that's a very interesting question, because on one hand, yes, you get to a bowl game. But on the other hand, like, I think for the overall direction and future of the program, going 5-7 but being competitive might be better. Just in the sense of, dude, if you go to Athens and lose to Georgia by 10 and you lose to A&M by a touchdown, and, God, you lose to Clemson by 2 touchdowns or less, you can really go on the recruiting trail and sell to the top prospects and top athletes and top recruits out there. Hey, we're really close. We're really close. We're 1 or 2 guys away. You could be our difference maker. You could be our game changer. Come to South Carolina. You can sell that. You can sell that. Even if you get to a bowl game and if you're getting blasted, if you're getting blown out, you just look uncompetitive, it's going to be really hard to get the big-time athletes to want to come to Columbia. You know what I mean? It just is. I'm not saying you can't. But, I mean, ideally, you want to go 6-6 and be competitive in every game, right? That's if I had to pick, that's what I want to do. But he posed the question to me, and, like I said, going to a bowl game would be great. Getting extra practices would be great. But if nothing else, like, that was the thing with Spurrier. Early on in his tenure with Steve Spurrier, if nothing else, we were competitive. We were competitive every single game. It felt like, at least. I know not every single one, but, we always were playing above, up to our competition. We played these top-ranked teams, and, yeah. So, I don't know. Phil Harris, finished strong by Nate Ebner, 2-time Super Bowl champ with the Pats. USA Rugby Olympian and part owner of the Free Jacks. Highly recommend the book. Yeah, I might have to get into that one. Taylor says, do you watch SEC Shorts? They had a new video about Georgia. So accurate. I don't watch that a ton. I'll have to check out the newest one, though. Yeah, that guy does a great job. He's hilarious. Robbie Davis texts in. He says, let's see. He says, what's up, Chris? I'm just curious, but what are you hoping to see from the defense in Beamer's first year? Go Gamecocks, your friend Robbie Davis. Happy late birthday to your mother. Hope you're doing well. Robbie, appreciate you. What do I want to see from the defense? Well, I mean, it can't get any worse than it was last year, can it? I mean, good Lord. That was what we give up, like 30, 35, 36, 37 points per game. I want to see us get after the quarterback. I mean, I think that's going to be the key to success for the entire season for the defense, because we all understand, there are holes in the secondary, and certainly you hope that I think we all saw Karan Prutney was on campus, and he's a guy that you'd love to get signed and get on campus, and a guy that I think would help us immediately. But, with the current crop of guys you have, we all get that secondary is probably going to be a weakness for us. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Secondary is probably going to be a weakness. So we need to see a great pass rush. I want to see the defensive line live up to the billing. I want to see them live up to the hype. You know, we've been talking about the defensive line all preseason long, and we're going to continue to do so. We're going to continue to talk about it all through July and through August and leading up to kickoff. We are going to talk about that defensive line, the line of scrimmage as a whole. I want to see the defensive line live up to the hype. I want to see guys like Jordan Burch and Zach Pickens live up to the hype, man. That's what I truly want to see for the defense. You know, I want to see them get after the quarterback because you're just going to have to. You know, if quarterbacks have 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw against us, we're not going to have a chance. We're just not. But what I'll be interested to see, again, you know, I say that the secondary is going to be a question mark, a major question mark. And I say that South Carolina is going to struggle on defense in regards to the back end. But, dude, we were bad on defense last year with the guys we had, with all due respect to them. J.C. Horn, Israel McQuamu, John Dixon, Jamie Robinson. We had all those guys, and we're still terrible. So what does the defense look like? Hell, I don't even know. I don't know. So, and there's a lot of young guys that I think are talented. Guys like Dominic Hill and Joey Hunter and O'Donnell Fortune and other guys that we've signed. You know, Marcellus Dial, you added on the transfer portal. And, you know, so what does I don't know what the defense is going to look like. You know what I mean? I don't know what the defense is going to look like, to be totally honest with you. But, no, I just want to see that defensive front get after the quarterback, man. That's going to be the biggest key for the defense this year. They're going to have to do it. They're going to have to get after him. So, Savannah says, we don't have a crazy bowl history. I say bowl game all day. I mean, listen, I want to get to a bowl game. I'm not saying I don't. I want to get to a bowl game, of course. But I also want to see us be really competitive and make progress. And, you know, again, I'm talking to Perry Orth today. I'm really excited to get his perspective because, you know, outside of the fact he played quarterback for the University of South Carolina, like he was part of a team that went through a coaching change. He was part of a team that, you know, and I hate to draw any comparisons to him. I hate to compare them in any way, but what South Carolina is going through this year, it feels very similar to Will Muschamp's first year in the sense of expectations, right? I mean, Will Muschamp's first year, we all said, get to a bowl game, and we all agreed when you got to a bowl game, that was a huge success. That was a successful year one. So I think it's very similar. I'm very curious to get his perspective in the sense of, like, expectations for this football team this year and what we should be looking for and what we need to see and all those different things. So, of course, 6-6 or better is the goal. That is the hope. I'll ask you guys this, by the way. I put out a piece of content yesterday ranking the toughness of the games from easiest to most difficult matchups this season. What did you guys think about that? Any thoughts on that at all? Was I way off? Was I accurate? What do you guys think is the toughest game of the 2021 football season? I think it's at Georgia. Some people said at Texas A&M. I think it's at Georgia. And listen, I want to explain that too, because I feel like we could debate that. I think there are definitely some that do not agree with that. I understand we have played Georgia tough in the past. I understand what the South Carolina-Georgia rivalry is, and I get that that is always a very interesting back-and-forth ballgame. Heck, we won there in 2019 as a 24.5-point underdog. I will never forget that. I'll never forget that spread. 24.5-point underdogs, and we won the game. But Georgia is the best team on our schedule. I think they're better than Clemson. I think they're better than Texas A&M. I think they're better than everybody. Georgia is loaded. Bottom line, Georgia's flat out loaded. They finally got their quarterback. They got Eric Gilbert out of the transfer portal. They got Darion Kendrick in the secondary now. They're loaded at wide receiver, even with no George Pickens. They're loaded at running back. They're loaded everywhere. So, and I know some people are going to say Clemson's harder. Do you think Clemson's a better football team than Georgia? See, I don't. I think Georgia's going to smack Clemson week one. I really do. I think Georgia is going to smack Clemson. So I think Georgia top to bottom, man, is the best team on our roster. And I'm not grading the teams based on who's the best team on our roster. I'm grading the games on the toughest game. And at Georgia, night game in Athens, where, guys, Georgia remembers what we did last time we were there. They remember us ripping up the hedges. They remember us beating them. They are not going to sleepwalk against us. If you don't think they're looking for revenge, you are mistaken. Unfortunately, you're mistaken. At least Clemson, we got them at home, and it'll probably be a noon game, as much as I hate to say that. It will probably be a noon game, folks. So, if nothing else, that helps you a little bit. That helps you a little bit. Donnie Cunningham says, I think Anibare is going first round, and going 5-7 will suffice. And going 5-7 will suffice recruiting-wise, but obviously bowl would be big. I agree, yeah. And I definitely think JJ's a first-round pick. Yeah, I think he's going to have a huge season. Donnie Cunningham, who's A&M's quarterback? Well, Thursday's show will be our opponent preview for Texas A&M, so I'll have more on that on Thursday's show, because I don't really even know, to be honest with you. No more Kellen Mond, which I don't think A&M fans are that sad about that. But, yeah, no more Kellen Mond. So, but A&M's going to be a really, really good football team, man. A&M's going to be for people that think that that's a toss-up, how on God's green earth do you see? I'm not to try to spoil it early, because I'm going to be dropping officially second week of July my wins, toss-ups, and losses. But how can you label A&M anything but a loss at this point, especially at their place? I mean, we've never beaten them. We've never beaten them. Until we beat them, I don't know that we can beat them. And A&M's good. They're really good. Sean O'Brien says, I think your list was spot on. Clemson and Texas A&M could be interchangeable at 2 and 3, in my opinion. I am buying the Texas A&M hype this season. Yeah. Yeah, I think you should. I think A&M's going to be really, really good. Brandon Wagner, A&M will be the game where we lose by the most points, but Georgia's the better team. Tommy McClellan, will be great to see Georgia slap the crap out of Clemson, but mentally we play a heck of a lot better against Georgia. I hear you. Like I said, I think it's, like I said yesterday, guys, in my clip when I said about, how this team responds to adversity. We're going to hit adversity in Athens. I don't think there's any question. I don't think we're going to hit it. I think Georgia's going to just punch us in the teeth. I'd be pretty surprised if they didn't. So we're going to run into some adversity in Athens. How do we respond is the question. Taylor says, we have never won against them. Yeah, I mean, again, A&M, I have basically no hope. I hate to say that, but I just, God, that has been, for a little bit there, we were keeping that rivalry. We were keeping that series pretty competitive. We were keeping that series pretty competitive, but lately it's just been nothing but blowouts. Brian Welch, UGA is a better team for sure, but we've won that game more recently. We're literally going on almost a decade of not beating A&M and Clemson. Until we pick up a W against either one of those teams, I think they're a tougher opponent. Brian, again, I hear what you're saying. I understand the past successes against Georgia, but those past successes mean nothing in the 2021 matchup. They mean that. And again, we're splitting hairs, right? Like, I mean, if you wanted to say Clemson's the toughest game, by all means, I'm not going to, argue you to death on it. But, I mean, I just look at that Georgia game, and I just think to myself, week 3, new head coach, night game in Athens. That's tough. That's just going to be tough. So, that's going to be tough. Ed McKinnis, any rumors of doing away with the permanent opponent division opponents? Hate having A&M as our permanent opponent. I mean, I haven't heard that. I'd be surprised if that actually happened, but I have heard nothing of the sort. So that is news to me if that's a rumor, if that's something that may happen. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Phone lines are open, 843-790-3377. Let's see. Savannah Webster. Yeah, I was at that 2014 game against A&M. Brutal. Damn near as bad as bad a defensive performance as you would ever see. No question. Yep. As bad as you'll ever see. No other way to put it. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet this morning, but my buddy from the J-Boy show, Jake Crane from the J-Boy show, he ranked the top 5 running back rooms. And his top five is as follows. Number 1, Texas A&M. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Ole Miss. Number 4, Alabama. And number 5, Auburn. Yes, you heard me correctly. Top SEC running back units. South Carolina not in the top 5. And I understand his reasoning to a degree in the sense of, hey, because I've talked to a buddy of mine about this. Hey, are we putting too much stock in Marshawn Lloyd? Guy's never played a down. With that being, to not be in the top 5. I mean, I told him, listen, and I might sound ignorant to you all as well. I can't name a daggum Ole Miss running back. I can't even name one on their roster. I can't do it. Cannot do it. I mean, Kevin Harris alone makes South Carolina a top 5 running back unit. Alone. Just having Harris. The leading returning rusher in the conference. Bottom line. Bottom line. And again, Tom McClellan says nobody's seen Lloyd. I get it too, but God, top 5? We're not saying top 2. Top 5? That's brutal, man. Brutal. Sean O'Brien says it's safe to say Clemson will be elite even without Lawrence, but it will be interesting to see how much of a difference it will make without him. The Georgia game will be tougher, though, I believe. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I love the fact we have a night game. The only thing I hate is that we don't get to watch that game. But, yeah, so. I mean, I certainly wouldn't trade the night game away, though, for that. Certainly wouldn't. Certainly wouldn't. Phil says UGA will blow it like they always do. Will lose to someone they have no business losing to. I mean, you might be right, Phil. Hold on, let's see. Can I grab it? I don't know if I can grab it. Yes, I can. I think I can. Gosh, darn it. Here we go. Got my... Dude, I'll be honest with you. I refer to the Athlon magazine so often. Like when I do the opponent previews, I refer pretty heavily to this in regards to like depth charts and returners. All right, this is Georgia's schedule, right? They've got Clemson. If they beat Clemson week 1, tell me who they're going to lose to. UAB, South Carolina, at Vandy. Arkansas, at Auburn's tricky. Kentucky, Florida. I mean, that's always a tough game. Mizzou, at Tennessee, Charleston, Southern, Georgia Tech. What do they have? 2 tough games? Clemson and at Auburn, to me, are like the 2 games where I'm like, oh, man, that could be a big challenge. I mean, Florida's not going to be Florida. They're gonna drop off. They're gonna drop off. So Gaunt says, I see you got burned at the beach. Jeez, is it like that apparent? Yeah, I mean, got a little sun, my guy. It happens. It happens. Gaunt says Shane Train is getting hot on the recruiting trail. Yeah. Indeed. Now, you love to see it, man. The momentum's at an all-time high. So, Brack, UGA has a clear path to Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Dude, it's not even – yeah. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, it's in the East. As much as I hate to say it, in the East, it's Georgia and then, like, literally everyone else. Even Florida, after losing all they lost, they fall down there. So – I mean, to be honest with you, and I think it was Jake Crane of the J-Boy Show that made this point on my show, bro, this is the perfect opportunity for Shane Beamer. Because honestly, when you look at the East, I mean, outside of Georgia, dude, it's as wide open as it's been in a while. I mean, Florida's revamping with a new quarterback and a bunch of new guys on offense. And then you got to Tennessee's a dumpster fire. Kentucky's Kentucky. Mizzou is still kind of Mizzou. I mean, it's wide open. At least, if nothing else, to jump in that top 3 of the SEC East hierarchy, it's as wide open as it'll get. I mean, you don't have, it's not like the West, right? Like, it's not like Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee are all elite, and you're just trying everything you can to crack that top 3. It's pretty damn wide open, bro. It's pretty damn wide open, to be totally honest with you. So, the opportunity, in my opinion, is there, man. It is. It's really there. It's really, really there. So, let's see. Leonard Matthews, what's going on? Brian Welch, hell, I think 2 years ago, UG had something crazy like 9 home games in 1 year. I don't know how they got that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Brack, definitely not as bad as the Fire Muschamps. Let's see. Thomas Walker, I think all I want for my 30th birthday is a decent football season. I hear you. Let's just have some fun, huh? Gaunt says, I think we have a shot. A shot at what, Gaunt? A shot at what? I'd love to know. Jaden Harris says, even if Georgia loses to Clemson, probably still a college football playoff team, especially if they expand the number of teams. I mean, yeah, and that game is so early. I mean, if they lose to Clemson, but go on and win the East and win the SEC, they're in, dude. It's no doubt. They're in. Taylor says, your cousin Eddie down in Florida lost a lot. The shitter is full in the swamp. Sean O'Brien, Florida will take a step back. Georgia likely has it. The West will be interesting. Yeah. Tom Wallace, last year during talking season, nobody was talking about Kevin Harris. It was all Marshawn Lloyd. Excited to see the players that emerge from nowhere. Remember when Deebo Samuels emerged from nowhere? He was a 2-star out of high school. Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it, man. There will be guys that emerge this year that step up and make a name for themselves, and guys we're not even talking about. So that will certainly, that's a fun part of it. You know what I mean? That's a really fun part of it to see those guys emerge and to see them, like I said, make a name for themselves. So it should be a lot of fun. Should be interesting. I mean, if nothing else, man, we all know this South Carolina football season will be interesting. It will not be boring. When is it ever boring? When are the Gamecocks ever boring, right? So if nothing else, we've got that going for us. So Jaden Harris, I'm excited to watch Debo Williams. He seems like a guy who hunts for heads. Yeah, I am too, man. I think he could bring that nastiness and that tenacity back to our defense. So really, really excited to see what he can do. Really excited. How about the, I don't know if you guys got the email. How about the Father's Day special that South Carolina is running right now for tickets to Auburn and Eastern Illinois? You can get Eastern Illinois tickets for $25. So how about that little special? For those who aren't season ticket holders, I might add. For those who are not season ticket holders. Chase Youngblood says the top 10 to 15 recruiting class is coming in Beamer's first 3 seasons. Top 25 for sure this year. Yeah, I mean, dude, I think we'll be a top 25 class this year. I do believe so. Again, we've been able to recruit at a top 25 clip no matter the circumstance. I mean, literally no matter the circumstance. So I think, I don't know. I'm very confident. Shane Beamer made his name with recruiting when he was at South Carolina before. I think he will do so yet again. I think without a doubt we will be able to find our way back in the top 25 of recruiting for sure. Let's see. Let's see. So quick question, guys. I wanted to ask you this. Of course, again, every single day that we jump on here with the Daily Crow, obviously taking you guys questions, comments, calls, everything else, and you guys do a great job, and I know you will all summer long with asking good questions and stuff like that. How would you guys feel if every now and then we jump to the Daily Crow, and of course we're on here for an hour? How would y'all feel if we just watched an old game? They have 1 hour football on YouTube, where these are literally an hour long. I mean, some of them are an hour and 15 or hour 10 or what. How would y'all feel about doing that? Just literally watching old games for an hour. I mean, I think we could get away with that right now, right? I think we could get away with that, right? Because it's already on YouTube. It's not like we're ripping It's not like we're ripping, a stream or anything. I mean, yeah, a little watch party, just reliving some old games. I mean, because we're definitely going to get in the days of summer where we're kind of like searching for things to do and talk about, and So I mean, what do you guys think? I think that'd be fun. I mean, personally, just a bunch of Gamecock fans hanging out, shooting the shit, reliving old games. I mean, I think that'd be fun as hell. Do you guys remember, by the way? We'll see if y'all remember this. Do you remember when South Carolina, it was the summer leading up to 2013, South Carolina made those like game playbacks, if you will, like Gamecock playbacks or whatever it was called. And they had like, it was almost like y'all remember College Flash Classics on CSS? Oh, right. I used to live for that in the summer. I used to live for that, watching those old games. Bro, who remembers just CSS in general? What a channel that was. What a channel CSS was. Do y'all remember that? And then also there was that summer 2000, the summer of 13, where they had the Gamecock flashbacks and they were replaying games in the 2012 season. Dude, I remember when those came out on YouTube, I got so hype. So hype. Was just sitting there watching them. Like, I mean, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Unreal. See. Yeah, I'd have to see, John, if they so there's an account called 2000, it's called 1 hour like football or whatever. I don't know if they have the 2012 Georgia game or not. I don't know if they do. But I'm sure we could figure something out. Just kind of skip around or something like that. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, does anybody remember College Flash Classics? Does anybody remember that? On CSS? It's incredible stuff. It's incredible. Taylor says, my DVR has games from 2010. LOL, I don't use YouTube. Well, Taylor, if you don't you do not use YouTube, you're doing yourself a disservice because there are a lot of old games on YouTube that are, some great ball games. So I think that'd be fun. I mean, I probably wouldn't be sitting in this chair. I'd probably sit in my desk chair so I could kind of relax. But I think that'd be a blast, personally. I think that'd be a blast to just sit there and watch old games and, just relive some fun memories. So that'll probably happen, guys. Stay tuned for that. It'll probably be kind of random. But, for those that tune in the Daily Crow, it'll be kind of a nice surprise for you guys. We will just be able to tune in and, have a good time. Why not? Why not? No better way to kick it in the I almost said off season. No better way to kick it in the preseason than, watching old games and reliving. Phil, the Fire Must Champ NFT. Yes, I will get that made. My apologies. I've had so many other things going on. I haven't gotten around to it. I will get that made this week for you. I will get that made. So, my apologies yet again. Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Less than 10 minutes left. Taking your questions here on this Tuesday, June the 15th, 2021. Taylor says, man, y'all getting me hyped. I'm about to turn that game on. Yeah. I will say, guys, I'm very excited. Starting probably in July, the YouTube content will get a shot in the arm. I'm going to start making more content for YouTube specifically. James Kendall, have you considered koozie merch? Yes, absolutely 110% yes. Koozies is something we need to do and we will do. I've had an idea for making Beamer Ball koozies with one side saying Beamer Ball and the other side having the 2021 schedule. I think that is an absolute must. I think that is something that has to, of course, making Spurs Up show koozies, but the Beamer Ball koozies, I would ask you guys this. How much would you pay for a koozie? I'd like to just give koozies away, but of course they're not free. So how much should people pay for a koozie? Just curious. $3? $4? What do you guys think? Hey, we got a comment from Twitch. CB. Appreciate you tuning in from Twitch, CB. Hey, CB, make sure you tune into the NCAA stream tonight at 9 o'clock. He says, what do you think about Josh Heupel? I mean, wait and see. Who knows? I mean, it's a, it is a hell of a challenge at Tennessee. CB, appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Yes, thank you. It's a hell of a challenge, no question. Heupel again is he's kind of like Beamer in the sense of it's just kind of up in the air. Who knows? It's a roll of the dice. Obviously had a lot of success at his last stop, but will he have success in Knoxville? I mean, I think he's a much better coach than Jeremy Pruitt. I'll tell you that much now. Is he the coach to get Tennessee back to where they once were? Again, I think that's yet to be determined. But, kind of wait and see with Heupel, man. Kind of wait and see. Travis Royal, I'm going way back, but I remember the cocky freshman coming off the bench and giving us hope. That would be Tannehill. Yes. Legend. The legend. The OG mullet. John Rice, we roll one $3 or $5. Yeah, I really just need to sit down and make these. So that's on me. I apologize. I need to sit down and make these koozies. So James Kendall says, I'll throw some 5 spots for koozies, but they need to be lit. Oh, James, they will be lit. What I'll probably do is the Beamer Ball ones will be $5, and I'll make some just Spurs Up Show logo ones. That'll be $3. The logo ones will be a little bit cheaper because, again, they're just the logo. Or, I don't know, maybe if the Beamer Ball koozies do well enough, I might just get Spurs Up Show koozies made and just give them out at tailgates. Honestly, I think that's probably the best option. I also need to re-up on stickers. Guys, if you come by the tailgate, by the way, if you come by the tailgate in the fall, you're going to get some free shit. And I know people love free shit. So there's another reason to swing by. Phil Harris says, watch along football for Daily Crow should be the 2-hour show, in my opinion. Phil, great point. Great point, Phil. Phil, you're full of great points. You're full of great ideas. Yeah, I'm still kind of determining when that 2-hour show will be. I need to get on my sponsors about making some commercials. I do. I really do. I mean, of course, we could just do a pre-recorded ad read, but I don't know. I've talked to my sponsors about possibly making commercials and putting that into the stream, so we'll figure that out. But the 2-hour shows won't start until at least probably midway through July, but they are coming. They are coming for sure. Let's see. CB says, I think he's one of the few guys in the nation that can actually change that disaster of a program around. CB also says, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, hey, listen, I've asked you all this. What do you think's more frustrating? Being a South Carolina fan and trying to break through and become a contender and get to the promised land? Or being a program like Tennessee that has won national championships and has been there before? And that sucks. And because, I mean, as a Tennessee fan, I'm sure Florida State fans are the same way. They sit there and they're like, why are we not good? We have no excuse. Why are we not good? So it's a very interesting challenge in Knoxville, no doubt. Very interesting. Yes, I am a Braves fan, CB. Yes, you see the Tomahawk. I haven't watched a ton of Braves games lately. I really haven't. Like I told you guys, it's like with the MLB, there's so many games. It's just the time of year where it's like, I don't know, man. It's tough. Being a Tennessee fan's got to be harder, yeah. Brax says, old games are the best. I watched Brandon Bennett go over the top to beat Georgia in the early 90s. Yeah, that's a hell of a game, too. Really is. Yeah, guys, listen, a lot of exciting stuff, even though the podcast is scaling back to just 2 shows a week. I mean, the content's going to continue to roll. You guys know I'm not going anywhere. And like I told you guys, the beauty of it is having just 2 shows a week instead of 5. Now yours truly has a lot more time to brainstorm and make different pieces of content, new pieces of content. And you never know. That's how things evolve into, mainstays and daily content. Hey, the Daily Crow isn't even a year old yet. It started during quarantine with the Rowdy Rooster radio days, and then it evolved in Daily Crow and all that. So this is a fun time as well. I'm very excited for it. Again, I appreciate y'all being cool, rolling with the punches, and being here every single step of the way. But like I said, the Daily Crow should be good this week. Maybe no Friday, but I will let you guys know. But hey, quick reminder before we head out of here, because it's 12:59. We're about to wrap things up. Quick reminder before we say goodbye for today's Daily Crow. Again, tonight, 9 o'clock kickoff. The Dynasty, NCAA 14 college football revamped Dynasty gets going tonight. tonight, 9 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I will throw that Twitch link on Instagram and Twitter as well. So it will be everywhere. But again, Dynasty gets rolling tonight. New South Carolina Gamecocks Dynasty does get rolling. Very, very excited for that, guys. Please tune in. Going to be a lot of fun. Of course, like I said, Daily Crow will be rolling for sure tomorrow and Thursday. I will keep you guys updated on Friday. And also, of course, the next podcast will drop on Thursday as we continue the 2021 opponent preview series as we break down the Texas A&M Aggies. So going to be a lot of fun. But again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.